Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the Security, where we discuss security with its focus on how it affects the computer and the services and resources that the computer connects to. In Part 14, Detect, Remove, and Prevent Malware, Part 1, we start the discussion of malware. The video will define malware and describe the different kinds of malware. In Part 15, Detect, Remove, and Prevent Malware, Part 2, we will discuss the symptoms of malware, how to prevent malware, and how to remediate and remove malware. For those who are going to take the A+ exam, there are practice questions at the end of the video. If you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Malicious software, sometimes called malware, is software designed to infiltrate and adversely affect a computer system without the owner's informed consent. Malware steals data and damages or destroys computers, computer systems, and networks. Is usually associated with viruses, worms, Trojan horses, spyware, rootkits, ransomware, and dishonest adware. As the network administrator or computer technician, it is important to know how to identify malware, how to remove malware, and how to protect your computer from malware. Since computers are often connected to the internet, there are more opportunities than ever for a computer to be infected by malware. The number of malware attacks perpetrated over the internet is staggering. It is important to ensure that if a computer gets infected on a network, it does not spread to other computers. Many early forms of malware were written as experiments or practical jokes known as pranks. Most of the time, these were intended to be harmless or merely annoying. However, as time goes by, malware has turned more toward vandalism, extortion, and even terrorism as a tool used to compromise private information, encrypt data for ransom, and generally damage confidence in economic and political systems. Malicious software takes advantage of vulnerabilities. You get malware from email attachments, phishing links, infected or fake websites, software downloads, removable media, social engineering, drive-by downloads that occur when you visit a site and the malware is automatically downloaded and installed onto your device without your consent or knowledge, and vulnerabilities and exploits targeted at the operating systems, applications, or network protocols. A computer virus is a program that can copy itself and infect a computer without the user's consent or knowledge. Early viruses were usually some form of executable code that was hidden in the boot sector of a disk or as an executable file, which is a file name with an .exe or .com extension. It can damage data and software, including the operating system. It can reproduce through file systems or the network. Boot sector virus is a type of malware that infects that code and data needed to start the operating system, including the system's boot partition and/or the master boot record, or MBR, of a disk. Modern systems will use UEFI BIOS that includes secure boot, which will prevent unsigned software or operating system from booting, which can help prevent booting from a non-recognized operating system. Logic bomb is a set of instructions in a program carrying a malicious payload that remains dormant until specific conditions are met. They would attack an operating system, program, or network. For example, when an employee leaves a company, he or she may leave behind a logic bomb. When the virus detects that the user is no longer available, it will go ahead and execute something terrible. A worm is a self-replicating program that copies itself to other computers over the network without the need for any user intervention. Different from a virus, the worm does not corrupt or modify files on a target computer. Instead, it consumes bandwidth and ties up processor and memory resources, slowing the system down and causing the system to become unusable. Worms are usually spread by using security holes found within the operating system or TCP/IP software implementations. A Trojan horse is a program named after the Trojan horse story in Greek history. In Greek history, the Trojan horse was used by the Greeks disguised as a gift which hid men that waited until nighttime to ambush the Trojans from within the city. In computers, a Trojan horse is an executable program that appears as a desirable or useful program. Because it appears to be a desirable or useful program, users are tricked into loading and executing the program on their system. If the program is loaded, it can cause the computer to become unusable, or it can bypass the system's security, allowing private information such as passwords, credit card numbers, and social security numbers to be read and copied, as well as executing adware. Spyware is a type of malware that is installed on computers and collects personal information and browsing habits, often used without the user's knowledge. Spyware can also install additional software which can redirect your web browser to other sites or change your home page. It can also trick you into installing fake security software. One type of spyware is the keylogger, which records every key a user presses. When typing credit card numbers, social security numbers, and passwords, that information gets recorded and is eventually sent to and read by someone without the user's knowledge. It should be noted that not all keyloggers are bad, because some corporations use them to monitor their corporate users. Adware is any software package that automatically plays, displays, or downloads advertisements to a computer after the software is installed on it or while the application is being used. While adware may not necessarily be bad, it is often used with ill intent. A rootkit is a software or hardware device designed to gain administrative level control over a computer system without being detected. Rootkits can target the BIOS, hypervisor, bootloader, kernel, or less commonly, libraries or applications. Rootkits are usually invisible to the operating system and anti-malware software. A backdoor is a program that gives some remote users unauthorized control of the system or automatically initiates an unauthorized task. Some backdoors have been installed by viruses or other forms of malware. Other backdoors may be created by programmers within commercial applications or inside a customized application made for the organization. Malware cryptominers, also known as cryptojacking, is a type of malicious software that uses the victim's device to mine cryptocurrency. Cryptominers are used to solve complex math problems that require extensive CPU where one CPU isn't enough. Cryptominers can hide in the background, hijack a victim's CPU and GPU, and solve complex math problems to create new cryptocurrency. These problems produce long strings of letters called hashes. Cryptominers can run independently and indefinitely on victims' devices without asking for consent. Victims may not be aware that the activity is happening. Ransomware is one of the fastest growing forms of malware. It encrypts data files and then demands a ransom to decrypt the files. As the user tries to access the files are unreadable until they are decrypted. They usually ask for money via digital currency such as Bitcoin to unlock the files. Digital currency is usually untraceable. There is no guarantee that if you pay the money, the files will be decrypted. Ransomware can be dangerous on a network where users access files from servers, which infects the user's personal computer, file shares on the network, and other remote systems. Ransomware attacks are typically carried out using a Trojan horse from a website or through email. Ransomware also considered a denial of service attack, which prevents the user from accessing the files. Ransomware can cause downtime and cost people hours of lost work. This slide shows an example of ransomware that the user sees after the files have been encrypted. Ransomware payments in 2023 surpassed the $1 billion mark, the highest number ever observed. Ransomware will cost its victim around $265 billion annually by 2031. According to USA Today, ransomware statistics for 2024 include 40% of companies have a policy to pay cybersecurity ransoms, which is up 13% from 2022. 42% of companies have paid for the return of stolen data. However, only 8% of businesses that paid ransoms get all of their data back. Insurance provides a financial safety net, making the decision to pay an easy option. According to Malwarebytes, the United States accounted for almost half of all ransomware attacks in 2023. Once you pay ransomware, you'll be more subject to repeat attacks since you are an easy mark that is willing to pay. Besides having a reputable, up-to-date anti-malware package and having your computer operating system and applications up to date, one of the best protections against ransomware is by performing backups on a regular basis. If the files have been infected, delete the files and restore from backup. You just need to make sure you restore from a backup that does not contain the infected files. To permanently delete a file, right-click the file and select Delete. When you permanently delete a file, it does not go to the recycle bin, but it will not be opened or executed, causing more problems. Exercise caution when browsing online and when viewing your email by being wary of suspicious emails, links, and attachments. Malware bots and internet bots can be programmed, hacked to break into user accounts, scan the system for your contacts, and send spam, links, or malware to your contacts, or perform other harmful acts. A bot can be used as part of a bot attack where hackers compromise or infect many systems which are used collectively to send packets or emails to a target which overwhelm the target. Some botnets may number into the thousands or even millions. These systems may be called zombies because they have no idea that they're participating in a botnet or being used in an attack. As macro languages were used in software applications such as word processors and spreadsheets to enhance the program's power and flexibility, malicious macro programs could be embedded within these documents. Until macro viruses came out, viruses only infected executable files and boot sectors, and now microviruses are embedded within documents. These documents can further infect other documents, causing a wide range of problems on computer systems as the macro code is executed when the document is opened. Today's websites can be written in various programming and scripting languages and include many executable programs. Therefore, when accessing the internet, a system is placed under a constant threat. Question: which type of malware replicates itself to other executable files and/or the boot sector? Answer: virus. Question: which looks like a useful program, but is really malware that will capture confidential information? Answer: Trojan virus. Question: a user tries to open some files, but receives a message saying that the files are encrypted. The user was able to access these files 2 days ago, and no changes have been made by the company. Which of the following has infected the computer? Answer: ransomware. Question: which of the following types of malicious software is most likely to demand payments in cryptocurrency? Answer: ransomware. Question: what is adware and keyloggers an example of? Answer: spyware. For more information, visit these sites. In summary, malicious software, sometimes called malware, is software designed to infiltrate and adversely affect a computer system without the owner's informed consent. Malware steals data and damages or destroys computers, computer systems, and networks. It is usually associated with viruses, worms, Trojan horses, spyware, rootkits, and dishonest adware. As a network administrator or computer technician, it is important to know how to identify malware, how to remove malware, and how to protect a computer from malware. A computer virus is a program that can copy itself and infect a computer without the user's consent or knowledge. Ransomware is one of the fastest growing forms of malware. It encrypts data files and then demands a ransom to decrypt the files. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will be Security, Part 15, Detect, Remove, and Prevent Malware, Part 2. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.